Right, you guys ready?
ComX presents.
Alex, not yet. Lauren, what are you doing?
Making everything look sexy and chilling.
By the way, I don't want to eat anyone's thumbnails.
Thanks, Nick May, for that's super helpful. Can we just get the show going?
ComX net, is it ComX net AU? Or,
Are you ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your crumpets. It's season 2 of the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw, with your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, and the man they call Quick, plus Australia's most attractive artists and creators, many of whom have books for sale at comx.shop. Alright Dave, you can start drawing.
Yeah, if you can make sense of it, good luck. Oh, I forgot to take the picture down. Hello everybody, welcome to season 2 of Friday Night's Drink and Draw from ComX Studio. Today we're doing our theme. We're doing a whole new format, and we're going into some mainstream characters this time around. And we've got Magneto from the X-Men, for people who don't know where Magneto's from, and that's a Marvel character. And yeah, so I didn't think of anything else to say. So introduce everyone, Spedsy.
Yes, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. One of the first rules of our new format was to get Lauren's camera zoomed all the way into her face like mine. So I wasn't alone with my extreme zooms.
We can get closer.
Hey, now we're talking. We're selling tickets. Joining me and my friend Sizzle on this freshly reunited show of shenanigans is Quick. Nick, how are you, sir?
Hey guys, good to be back. Hey, going?
And of course, the ultra zoomed Lady Radis. How are you?
I'm in 4K. What's up?
The man with 5Ks, it's Alex Major.
No, I'm 1080p tonight.
Oh, right. So you
Picking it old school. Just
right. Below him is the man fresh from the Mayfields. It's Nicholas Mayfield, Nick May.
Good day, everyone.
You can tell I practiced this intro. I'm a little bit out of practice, actually. Andy Spice, welcome back.
Hey, guys.
Chris Pitcan, hello, sir.
Welcome back.
Deadly Dave Ty, hello, sir.
G'day.
And of course, the foe with 6 toes, it's Peter Wilson.
Yeah, what up?
Yes. So, Sis, what are we doing, mate? Do you want to? We've changed it up a little bit, going into season 2. We are here today to draw Magneto. One of your favorite characters.
One of my favorite characters, and I've thrown him in the mix because we had no way of asking the audience who they wanted to see this week. So I went, what the hell? I have the ability to overrule everyone. So I said Magneto. So yeah, this is one of my favorite characters. Love his backstory. I love this idea of a bad guy who's sort of doing things for the right reasons, but he's doing them really evil. It's kind of like he's a Holocaust survivor, and he's kind of turning into Hitler himself in the way he's acting, and it's kind of a bit that whole dynamic. I love it. When it's written by a good writer, his stories are excellent.
You heard it here first. Sizzle likes Hitler-type characters.
Yes,
controversial. You do you, Sizzle.
Dave, can you tell us what you know about Magneto?
Well, I don't know anything about Magneto except what Sizzle just told me. He's Jewish.
All right, so Dave, he's a villain. So what do you reckon his power set is? He's a superhero villain.
Well, magnets, something to do with electricity, magnets, and stuff like that. Magneto, is that be right?
Yeah. So what do you imagine he would do with these magnet-type powers? Yeah.
Ultimate evil, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, just run people's watches and stuff because you're not supposed to have them near magnets.
I don't know what he would
and
do.
Old VHS tapes. And...
Break into
there you go.
I'm not sure, mate, what he would do. Very interesting. He would just cause mayhem, I guess.
Now, Dave, he does have an arch nemesis. Do you know who? Do you have any idea who that might be?
Okay, it's Marvel. So it's not Superman. He's DC, isn't he?
That's an excellent idea.
All right, well,
Arch
I want
nemesis.
to see this comment.
I wouldn't have a clue. Magnets. What doesn't like electricity? Switches.
Wow.
Mr. Switch.
Yeah, wouldn't it be just like another magnet? Like, you know how you put two magnets together and they're
They
like...
tell each other. Yeah, very good.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that might be it.
Magneto's... Well, Sis, you tell us. Who's Magneto's arch nemesis?
Professor X.
Hey, there you go. Professor X,
Xavier.
leader of the X-Men, Dave.
Time for the giant bottle.
Now, for those watching at home, we might as well talk about villains tonight, being as we're drawing a villain. So if you would like to send in your favorite villains, and maybe even while you're at it, some ideas for who we could draw in the coming weeks. In the meantime, let's go around the room and tell me who your favorite villain is, starting with you, Quick.
Oh, I need to think about it.
You give us a minute.
Come on.
How much do you had off? Like, you're going to be a week to prepare.
You guys think while I don't think.
What's the first villain that comes to mind when I say villain?
Well, it's just boring. It's like Lex Luthor. It's like a standard. Like, you didn't give me a chance, man. Although,
what's wrong with Lex Luthor?
Lex Luthor written properly as a jealous little ninny nanny. It's pretty good, you know. He just wanted to be a god himself. He wanted everything Superman just had and to work for. So, as I said, Lex Luthor written very well can be very enticing. I'm happy to keep babbling while other people get time to circulate this fantastic.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, that's me done.
Lauren, what about you? Who's one of your favorite villains, or the first villain that comes to mind?
Oh, her mic might be changed or something.
Lauren's internet connection is tonight's favorite villain. Alex.
I don't know. It's a toss-up between Starscream or Dr. Robotnik, or as Eggman as the youth would call him. But he's a Robotnik in my heart.
Wait, nice. Who's Dr. Robotnik?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
It's like, and Jim Carrey's playing him now, and I think it's kind of bringing back the old school Jim Carrey, which I think is awesome. So and he's and brought my childhood back to relevance. So there you go, like Ace Ventura and Sonic the Hedgehog together at last. And then Starscream, he's like the most awesome villain.
Yeah, isn't he the whiniest villain you can get?
I know. He's just like he's missing I don't know what he's missing, but he's like
Danny.
He's just like this whiny robot, which is kind of like the juxtaposition because it's not a robot personality inside a robot.
Mm-hmm. Now, Alex, quick bit of trivia. Sideshow Bob was just mentioned as best villain. Other than Bart, I'm looking for a specific answer here. Who is Sideshow Bob's greatest enemy?
Krusty the Clown?
I was going to say a rake. But what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Angie, who's your favorite villain or the first villain that comes to mind when we say villain?
Yeah, some of my favorites are Cruella de Vil, definitely. Like, she's amazing. I love her personality. I love the live-action version and the animated version so much. And I also love Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. Like, he's just an amazing character. Everyone loves him.
Nice.
Who was Cruella de Vil in? What was that one?
101 Dalmatians.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She was the 102nd Dalmatian that they kicked out of the gang.
No, but there was 102 Dalmatians. It was like one of those straight-to-DVD sequels.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you draw all the backgrounds for it or something?
No, we were. I think because we were like all those sequels was going between us and the Japanese studio,
wow.
and 102 Dalmatian was done in Japan. But if you ignore the story, it's actually very beautifully done. Like they captured the essence of the original movie pretty well. So if story is not important to you, I would highly recommend that movie.
Quick, I want to keep that montage going. That you just
The original animation, I love it.
Yeah, it's beautifully drawn.
The character designs and just the backgrounds are amazing.
What about you, Dave? You got any favorite villains?
Well, I haven't got a favorite villain, but I can't think of one anyway. But the one that first came to mind when you said it was Car the Snake in Jungle Book.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
What do you like about?
Well, I just remember it. I don't know why it popped into my head. I think I saw that it was on telly tonight, Jungle Book.
Was it? Which one?
And it just popped into my head when you said it. Oh, yeah.
Which one, the original one or the superior sequel?
I don't know. I just saw it on the list. I didn't look at the original one. Was the better one, wasn't it?
No, the second one was
the only one I've seen.
Alex didn't work on the first one, Dave.
Sorry, mate. Oh, sorry.
I'm joking. It's a shit film.
We loved it when we were kids. I got the comic book over there. I bought the comic when I was a kid, and I've got it in the thing still.
I just Michelle has nominated Kylo Ren and Kingpin, but I just want to quickly do my Kylo Ren impression. You ready for this? I will finish what you started. Did that sound like it?
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Thanks. If anyone else wants to comment, I can also do Sean Connery. So someone put Sean Connery in the comments, and we'll get it cracking. Chris Pitcan, what's one of your favorite villains?
Oh, your microphone's not working.
Your microphone jack is the bad guy.
Still not working.
Your microphone's the bad guy.
Yes, Chris, you'll have to mime it. You'll have to reenact the villain using your body alone.
We are losing peeps tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of internet issues going on.
Yeah, Nick's power dropped out.
Gee, it's a shame Lauren's dropping out because it was good watching her drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Wilson, you got a favorite foe of a hero? By any chance?
Because I do the first. That's good. The OG favorite, Joker. I love Joker. But in terms of pure badassery, I think the Saint of Killers from Preacher is a pretty sweet villain. If you count him as a full villain.
Yeah, he's up there. That's a great one.
Now, what's the deal with the guy? So, my reading of Preacher is very strange. I got the 5th volume of the trades for like $5 at Borders when they were closing. So I started at like issue 40 or something. And the Preacher dude wasn't even in it for the first 6 issues. It was this guy that his face was all messed up and he cloned Jesus, and Jesus was throwing poop, and it was quite a strange adventure.
Wow.
I haven't read that one.
The tip of the Preacher weirdness iceberg.
Right.
Yeah, you really were.
You just got to embrace it.
Okay.
Well, it starts quite grounded, and then it just becomes whatever you just said. So,
if your hand comes away from your neck, it's over.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Talk about your villain.
Favorite villain, Ursula, obviously.
Oh yeah.
What's Ursula from? I know she's a Disney lady.
Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Octopus Lady.
Sorry, I'm so not in the Disney loop.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, you got kids. How do you have kids and avoid Disney?
Yeah.
Because there's Star Wars and Marvel on Disney.
Cool.
Yeah, gotta have my Ursula match.
There you go. Nice.
Oh, right.
Love
What's
it.
that?
Limited edition rainbow thingammy.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Nick May. Well, your lights are back on.
Yeah.
Tell us about one of your favorite villains.
Obviously, it's got to be Scaramanga from The Man with the Golden Gun. Played by James Bond villain, played by Christopher Lee, who was famous for all his well, famous for playing Miss Moneypenny, but also his evil power, I believe, was that he had an extraneous third nipple, which I think made him evil.
That's quite the superpower.
It is.
Now, I would find that to be quite annoying because it was my understanding that as I got older, my knees would feel the cold first. It's actually my nipples.
That might have been what made him so angry. I'm not sure.
Sharp, sore nipples the last few days. It's cold in Victoria. Quite nipply, you might say. Lady Radis, did we get a villain out of you in the 2 seconds you were on screen?
I'm having the worst trouble today. Oh my gosh. No, I don't really have a villain, I guess. I don't know. Could you call Hellboy a villain?
Sure, if you sell it to us. What makes him villainous?
Well, I think he's trying not to be a villain. Maybe that's why, because everybody perceives him that way.
Okay, good answer.
It's different, isn't he? Weird.
We'll let that one go by.
Sizz, Magneto has just been wiped from existence. Who's your favorite villain?
Oh, villain. Yes. Okay. All my other two favorites are good guys. Probably Dr. Doom.
Explain why.
Because the guy is he's not like Magneto. He's very opposite in the fact that he's just evil. He's just evil for the sake of being evil.
Very cool, Nick.
Where's Starscream?
Nice.
Does his evilness stem from jealousy?
Well, it stems from jealousy, but it's not really what you'd call a reason like Magneto. Magneto's has a reason, but he just goes about it all the wrong way. He's a bit warped in his thoughts, but Doom just seems to wants power at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's my understanding. I haven't read a lot of him, but I do like what I have read.
Right. In one of the latest runs, he have you read Secret Wars? The newer Secret Wars?
No, I have not.
He ends up being in charge of kind of all the different realms and whatever, and after that he gets anyway, it's a whole thing. All his scars and everything are healed, and he walks around with no mask, and he tries to be a good guy. And Superior Iron Man. Wait, no, Superior Iron Man. What is it? Someone will correct me in the comments, but he takes over as Iron Man. I can't remember what it's called. He takes over as Iron Man for a little while Riri Williams is the kind of real Iron Man at the time. He's the other guy. Yeah.
And who's your
sorry, quick. What?
Your favorite villain?
My favorite. I had all this time to prepare. I'm not actually a huge villain guy. I don't love villains.
I like. Great. Who's your favorite? Right now.
My favorite is the comics.
Come on! It's right on the tip of my tongue. Probably The Rock when he burst Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17.
Denied.
It's a weird way to say Dementus.
The Hulk in World War Hulk when he returned to Earth was an amazing villain, if you will. But traditional villain, maybe, I don't know, I was going to say Darth Vader, but then the prequels kind of made me have sympathy for him.
Yeah, that's
you felt something in the prequels? That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, you did too. You felt something. Boredom, maybe, but...
Yeah.
I felt anger.
I actually felt less respect for Darth Vader after the prequels. Because it was like... It's just a young man's mistakes. Whereas I thought he was an evil, twisted dude that made decisions that were concentrated evil. At the end of the movies, it's just like this 20-year-old dude who was like, "Oh, whoops, should have listened."
Fancy Obi-Wan just being like, all right, peace out. I'll just leave you there lying on the ground. Quick, what have you been up to since we've been gone?
This and that. Went to the Toy and Comic Fair with Dave Dye a few weeks ago.
That was good too.
Of the ComX holiday.
Now, I believe you guys slept heads and tails or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is that how it worked?
Yeah. That was my least favorite part of the story.
Unity is community, isn't it?
When Dave got out of the shower, did you happen to see if he had an amazing tail? What?
Oh, it's good to be back.
Have you been working on something quick since we've seen you, or?
No, just still working on Mr. Velocity and various other projects outside of comic books, but those aren't as interesting.
But you have creative endeavors and writing things and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to write a TV show pitch, so we'll see.
Right.
But it's about a young Jewish man who has magnetic powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do an episode based around him soon. Angie, what have you been up to since we saw you last?
I've been working on my webtoon and doing a few commissions. That's it, really. Nothing too exciting. I got some new pencils, color pencils. Started using them again, which is fun.
Oh, nice. Good on you.
Yeah.
You going to use them tonight?
Sorry?
You going to use them tonight? You got them there?
I was going to, but now I've spent too long drawing the picture. But I'll see.
Right.
Are Derwents still a thing in the pencil?
Yeah, I found these Derwents that are extra vibrant, so you don't have to like really press it to get a really nice color. They're really nice.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
What about you, Alexander Major? What have you been up to since we saw you last?
Just usually nothing much. I've been updating my TikTok regularly, so if anybody wants to see that, that's always new stuff coming there. I think, and then I've been actually working on next installment for Vermoose and Present, so you guys should be getting ready for that. Yeah, that's about it on the front of what's happening here on this show here. But also, actually, one thing I've been talking about, like I may as well bring it up. I have been talking with my friends in Shanghai who are locked up, and we wanted to do some stories with them while they're all locked up. But things there have turned a lot darker than I expected, so I don't know how to continue with that one anymore. But yeah, so we might, if anybody wants to talk to me about that later on, about a comic project on that, I'm happy to engage with it offline.
Okay. Thank you, Mark O'Sullivan, for the little comment just put up.
I'll put it up again.
Yeah, ComX, my recent Kickstarter has all been posted out and is arriving slowly at people's houses. I got an awesome review from Duncan Prenavicius. He said he cried when he read Sluggish. And then my friend's 8-year-old daughter said it was one of the funniest things she's ever read. So I don't know what to think. Chris, what have you been up to?
It must be raining where Mark is because it got drowned, but then I noticed he put dropped up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chris, what have you been up to since we saw you last?
More work on the secret project I'm doing with Nicole. But that's coming to a close, and who knows, we might be able to start talking about it soon. But other than that, just small commissions. I'm attempting to participate in the Mermaid Challenge, which if people don't know about it, Mermaid is an art challenge where for every day for the month of May, you have to draw something that's mermaid themed. I'm not doing it every day just because I'm super busy. I did manage to I have managed to do it every day in previous years, but yeah,
4 years.
So, yeah, but
I got involved with that before. It's started by Tom Bancroft, I think.
Yeah,
it's a very cool animator.
Secret project always sounds so ominous. It is ominous.
So, what do you just draw various characters as mermaids, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like some people do like they call it permay, so it's all like mermaid cats.
Okay.
See, that's what I want to get involved with.
But it's like, yeah, it's just that's the theme. Some people do lists of different themes for each day, but I just usually go, this is what I feel like drawing on that particular day. But I generally always start off with Ariel. Like that's my thing. I start off with a drawing of Ariel and I finish with a drawing of Ariel. This year I did a kind of Gibson Girl style Ariel. So, but yeah.
Dana Gibson.
Huh?
Dana Gibson. Which Gibson?
Charles Gibson, as in like Gibson Girls of the 1890s.
Charles Dana Gibson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob, are you familiar with Inktober? Are you familiar with Inktober?
Prefer
like
Nick
that.
Tober, but sure.
It's like that with Nicktober. Yeah, it's like that except with mermaids. So they give you prompts, and then every day you draw something according to the prompts. Is that right?
You can't call it Inktober anymore, can you? Because the guy tried to copyright it.
Oh, Jake Parker, did he try to copyright it? I thought he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what the result was, but I know he tried to stop other people from using the hashtag and stop other people.
I heard that too.
Wow. The challenge Inktober.
Well, that's why everyone should get on Nicktober coming up this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Nick's got to start suing people because of that as well. Nick needs money.
Apparently, I stole it from Nicolas Cage without knowing. I think that it's probably time that we all started Nick May. We're a few days late.
Nice.
Anyway,
right.
Enough about me. Let's go back to Chris.
That's funny because that's your name as well.
Oh yeah.
No way. Wait a minute. Let's just click 2 days later.
Dave, what have you been up to since we saw you last?
Well, I went down to Adelaide, had a good show down there, and a good weekend with Quick Nick down there in Adelaide. A fantastic weekend, actually. Him and Jess looked after me very, very well, and we had a good weekend.
All right, Dave.
Friends. Saw DK there. Yeah, our friend Dana.
DK was there.
Dana King was there.
Oh, cool.
She was selling comics. Quick Nick had a table just around the corner from me, so that was good. And he sent a few customers my way. What a champion bloke he is.
It's pretty fun. When people walk by, you're always looking for like a way in with customers. Anyone holding a Dave Dye comic, you're like, oh, you got the latest Amazing Tales there, I see. And then they naturally come over to show off their goods. So, like, I've actually got a character in my book based on Dave Dye. And you get your book out and they're like, oh, that's interesting. Like, and if they're a Dave Dye fan, I'm like, he actually stayed at my place last night. You've gotten that far in the conversation. They buy a book. That's how it works. They're like, oh wow, well, okay, we're missing money.
Well, I never had anyone come up to me and say, "Oh, you're Quick Nick off ComX, aren't you? Quick Nick, I've got to get a selfie with you." And Nick was getting selfies with everyone left, right, and centre. He was a movie star from ComX show.
That was pretty fun. Yeah, if a comic book aficionado came around, started chatting, they'd be like just talking comics, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, have you heard of ComX?" And like, "Oh yeah, I know Shane." And they'd be like, "Yeah. I do the quicks on the show," and you'd see their brain just kind of go, "Oh, you're quick! Oh, here's the money!" And then they buy my book. That's great.
Here's the money.
Yeah. So there you go. The ComX show's got a bigger audience than we thought or we knew. So that's good. Get
That's
people
awesome.
coming up to quick. And also, here's one thing that I've got that's just come off from
Ooh.
the printer.
Ooh.
One.
Proof copy.
Good.
Proof
Yes.
copy just arrived today.
I want that.
And
Awesome.
in the middle, black and white, but in the middle, colour.
Hey.
Oh.
Cheeky.
8-page colour story in the middle. The famous
Wow.
bushfire story that never saw print until now.
Oh, cool.
The Rob Lyle contribution special.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, really?
Thanks to Rob Lyle in there.
Is there really?
Assistance, yes.
No. Oh my goodness.
How we make him bigger.
Better
Oh,
blaze
sorry.
off the bag.
I'm just sitting here watching, cruising along, having a great time.
Oh, I did.
Someone else tried to.
That's all right. Show it. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Stop
God, where-
fighting over the button, you two.
It looks like some
That's
Dave
awesome, Dave. Can't wait.
Yeah. Sweet.
Now,
4
Dave, come on.
stories in here.
Now, when will that be available? Do you think?
He's putting it on the printer tonight or tomorrow or next day, and it should be ready in about a week or so. I guess I should have it ready for distribution.
Awesome. Now, Dave, I've got a few hard questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What does Quick Nick's house smell like? When you first step in, what's the first thing you sort of go, oh, yeah?
Vegemite.
That's the name of my dog, for those of you.
And it doesn't smell like a dog, really. It smells good. It's just clean, fresh air. Because he's up on the mountaintop. He's got a beautiful view over the Adelaide city.
Oh,
It's
wow.
all gum trees around him. Beautiful, just fresh
Yeah,
air.
it's
And
in a treehouse. It's pretty cool.
That's right.
And then, so Dave, in the morning when you wake up, did you wake up first or did Quick wake up first? How does that work?
Well, I don't know, to tell you the truth. I actually got my own room.
So, like, if you ever, like you sleep over somewhere,
That's
and
right.
you sort of stay in the bed until you can hear other people moving around because you don't want to be the first one up and walking in someone else's house.
Yep.
So you
Well,
sort of wait.
Yes, it was like that. But I don't know. Nick was upstairs. They were upstairs. And I was down. I was just outside where Nick's working now. He's at the desk, and I was in a room just behind that. Just through that door.
It would have been really cool to do a live stream and just have you sitting at Quick's desk
Yeah.
for a mind bender.
For a second, Rob, I thought you wanted like a live stream of them sleeping together head to toe.
That'd be
just work for 5 hours.
It hasn't been ruled out.
I made Vegemite on toast and stuff for breakfast and coffee and all that. And we'd had dinner at the table the night before. We sat facing each other just as we get to know each other properly. So in the morning, I did the same thing. I put my food down in front of his, and I sat down. I'm looking right at Dave Dye at 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, you know what? It's too early to talk to people. And I just got straight back up. I sat right beside him because, I'm not a social person in the morning. And I explained to Dave at the time, like, sorry, mate, I can't do that.
And the last of my hard-hitting questions, Dave, what do you wear to bed at someone else's house?
Your footy shorts and a t-shirt.
Rightio. Okay.
This stream just became sexy.
What do you mean just? We've been sexy since episode 2, mate.
Yeah.
Around level 8, but Dave just turned it up to 11.
Quick, were you watching?
You turned up in those footy shorts. I didn't even know you had legs, let alone little chicken bone legs. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good weekend.
Sounds like it.
I thought I was looking in the mirror then. Quick.
Yep.
Sis, what do you reckon? Should we talk to our special guest this week?
Probably should. Yeah, what the hell?
I'll click a button, shall I? So we don't both click it?
Okay, yep.
There's a button.
Now it's
I'll
the
click
part
it.
of the show where we shine a big shiny spotlight on one of our creator friends. This week, we welcome
Name
and talk about their creative journey. Please, everybody, make some noise for
Name.
That's awesome.
I love name.
And this week's name is Peter Wilson. Yes, in this new format, we have not totally abandoned Spedsy's hard-hitting interviews. We're doing a quick 15-minute, give us your life story type hard-hitting journalism. So, oh yes, look at that.
Nice.
Pete, first question. What flavor pizza is that? Take your time. We've got 25 minutes.
Yep.
Till the end of the show.
Plenty of time.
Strangely enough, the viewer numbers are going up. I don't know how.
It's called the Maria.
People like watching a man eat.
It had prawn and capsicum and bacon, and it's really good. It's been sitting there because Uber dropped it off right as the stream started. I can't hold off anymore. So I figured I'd eat it during my spotlight when it was a bit more excusable.
What a man for Uber.
For those playing at home, I actually had a Mexican pizza just before the show started, covered in jalapenos, and they've taken the express route straight down to my lower colon. So I am ready to get the show over with. All right, Pete, take us back to the beginning. Tell us, when did you first pick up a pencil and realize you could do this thing?
The first time I started drawing seriously and wanting to pursue it more than just to pass the time was when I had probably going back about 6-7 years now, I had a motorbike accident and I fractured quite a few vertebrae at the top of my spine. And so for about a month, my life was lying down and then sitting up and then lying back down. And just out of pure boredom, because there's only so much daytime TV I can consume, even on Endone, I started drawing. And because I'd always read comics and really enjoyed them, I started doing that. And then, I draw Batman, for example, put it down, then go, well, there's nothing else to do today. I might as well try and get better at it. And it just kept growing from there, really, until I ended up doing a design course at TAFE.
Right.
Cool.
All right, I'm leaning out of frame because I realized my computer's unplugged and it's about to die. There we go. But yeah, and then diploma in graphic design, which is where I really got to learn all the programs like Illustrator and InDesign and Photoshop, and couldn't find much design work. So I thought, well, I've got to put it to some sort of use. Why don't I give comics a crack? And that's when Crimson came around.
Yeah, so Crimson and Rascal, they were the first characters you ever created?
I thought, I know a lot about superheroes as issue 1.
How do we get our hands on issue 1? Is the question I want to know.
This is a misprint, so I don't really sell these ones. But if you'd like one, just let me know.
Oh, Dave Dye's got one. I want one.
I'll give you one of the misprints. That's fine. I've also got issue 2.
I'm in. Yeah, I've ordered number 2, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I'll send you issue 1. Don't worry, bro. We'll hook you up.
Yeah.
And you'll get these with.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love those.
Yeah, hell yeah. Issue 2 is available on ComX.shop, right?
That's right.
Correct.
Tell us about the creation of Crimson and Rascal. How did it begin with words? Did it begin with sketching?
It did begin with words. I had this thing where I'd stay at a friend's place And when we'd be drinking, to annoy him, I'd rip up his bed sheets and wear them as a cape. And because they were crimson, I'd call myself Crimson Crusade. And everybody would say, "Can you please not do that? My wife hates you." I'd go, "Crimson Crusade need not listen to you." And then it just evolved, and then I would start calling him Red Rascal and demand that he do sidekick things like bring me my next beer and make up my bed for me to stay the night. And it used to really wind him up, but it cracked me up, so I kept doing it. And then it was just from the banter of that it kind of started. And it was originally a lot more, Crimson was just a lunatic who thought he was a hero, but I thought it'd be funnier to actually give him powers. So when I drew it, I had some visually interesting things to do, like, him smashing through buildings accidentally and picking up things that were too heavy for him and stuff. And then because, I was acting like such an idiot, my friend was the sober brains, it just evolved into the sidekick being a child genius who sort of has to cater to him.
Mm.
And my love of things like the old Tick cartoons and comics and
nice.
and Jim and all those kind of things really informed the style eventually.
The video game or the cartoon?
Sorry, Alex?
So Earthworm Jim, was it the video game or the cartoon?
Oh, the cartoon.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I like the cartoon too.
Absolutely.
The sequel.
I like the third one on the Nintendo 64. No, I'm joking.
I was going to say, what about the humor that you infuse in your stories? Is that just something that comes naturally, or does that you couldn't help yourself?
Every time I plan on writing something or script, it always just turns into a comedy at some point. I don't know if that's because I don't take myself seriously, or because it's just like I'm bored, but this is funny. And, there's no shortage of things to make fun of in superhero comics. The only problem is, like, superhero stuff is so saturated these days that it's even hard to parody it because other people do it so often and so well. It's really hard to keep up.
Now, what about, do you like drawing backgrounds? Because you're really good at it.
Whoa.
I do. Like, it depends on what background I have to draw. But a lot of it stemmed from looking at issue 1 and realizing I had one sort of... That's spot on. You got to send me that.
Screenshot.
I need that. And I sort of would plan sort of one background for a panel or page. So it looked kind of scarce. So I realized I wanted to up my game. And it wasn't until Foes 1 where I realized you've got to treat environment like another character. And really push myself and went as all out as I could. And now I do really enjoy it.
That's awesome.
Not always inking it when I realize how much I've got to redo. But I do enjoy it a lot.
That's something you and Nick may have in common. He loves drawing backgrounds as well.
With invisible ink.
And also raw, unsaturated talent. We have that in common.
Yeah.
Mine's half baked.
Well, it's funny, Rod. You're asking Peter how he's like developed his drawing and sense of humor. Like Peter's like a great writer. How did do you have like a way to answer that question, Peter? How did you develop your story brain, or the way your characters talk is always so clear and clever?
I never thought it was, so thank you.
Take it.
I think it's I hope maybe it just stems from having read so many comics, like any comic I can get my hand on. So maybe that sort of bled into, if I read it back to myself, I can say, no, that's not how the greats do it. Mimic them better and get closer to them.
Sure.
I feel learning to take criticism is a big thing too, a big part of that. So I try to get people who don't normally read comics to go over my stuff.
Yeah, good one.
If it flows perfectly for them, and if they can stomach it long enough to say they've read a comic, then I know I've done okay.
Nice.
But yeah, it's tricky. My comics go through a lot of rewrites, so it could just be that.
Yeah, right.
But
now,
thank you. That's very good of you.
How did you go about releasing or publishing or printing your first comic? Were there people that you were talking to, or you just did it how you thought it should be done? What's the go there?
I knew
Where'd you get the balls?
Crimson 1 sat in a folder on my computer for a long time before I realized I should be getting it printed. I had stumbled across Doug's name by reading, Dave Dye's comics and who I was collecting before I started. And, saw Comics on Demand floating around. I looked at him and realized I knew what he was talking about when it's how to prepare for print because I'd studied it for so long. And it wasn't until I went to, there was a con at Gosford, the first ever convention they were holding. This is going to sound pretty horrible, but out of all the so-called artists that were there, one of them had a finished comic. One guy had the promise of a comic that he was working on that you could order, and he promised that he'd mail you one later. And another person had sold out and was abusing fans as they walked by. And I thought to myself, I can do better than that, and I'm not here. I definitely got to get this comic printed so I can at least say I've got a comic and beat these guys next year.
Peter, I like controversy. Can you name names? I like controversy. Can you name names? Who are these people who are beating up on potential customers?
Yeah, why was Dave yelling at everyone as they walked by?
Yeah, Dave.
besides Alex Major, we don't want to name him as being horrible to customers.
It was just very strange. These people who were calling themselves comic artists, but it was all just talk. And realizing I've actually got a comic ready to go. I should get it printed, and and I never looked back. As soon as one got out, and I only did a few initial prints just to show my parents, look, the design thing wasn't a waste. I can use the and then realizing, well, I can do better now. So issue 2 going, well, now I'm going to do a color one. Now it's going to be better. And then with each comic, that's my only real ambition, is do better than the last one.
Yeah, good.
Or at least something different.
Awesome. And then, so when does Foes come into the picture?
Foes came in a lot later. It started for pretty personal reasons. Me and a friend of ComX, Robbie Don, who I've worked with on the Moose.
Yeah.
We had a close friend pass away. And he was always saying, he was a very big champion of our art. He'd plug us constantly. And he's always saying, you guys have got to work together, because Robbie's got a fine arts degree, amazing painter. Mike and I like to write. He's always saying, it's crazy to me you guys don't collab. And it wasn't until he passed and we ended up working together on an animation, we realized we actually do work really well together. It was genuinely baffling. So it kind of started as a tribute to our friend. Going, well, let's do something for us. We had done something for a friend. We had done an animation for a mental health awareness charity called Heart on My Sleeve. We got that out of the way just so we could do Foes. We're like, let's do a little pilot together. Let's do a little thing. And I said, okay. And Robbie said, you write it, and I'll work on the technical side of things. And then we'll figure out this animation. So the very first draft of Foes, there was no dialogue because we didn't know how to get voice actors. So it was originally just going to be like spy versus spy, just all SFX and action. And then worked on that on and off for as long as we could. We both got day jobs. It was tricky. And then who should message me one day but Sizzle saying, I've got this thing in the works, ComX, you in? Like, yeah, that sounds
exact
great.
Quote.
That's right.
Like, I'm going to need more information. Yes or no? Are you in?
It was like a montage to an action film where he goes and recruits his crew. I looked out my window at my job and he's leaning against his car going,
yeah.
And I threw down my paper and I quit.
I swore I'd never come back.
So then I gave Foes a voice and dialogue and condensed what I had into issue 1, frantically penned out 2 and 3. And haven't looked back since then. And Foes was the first thing I did. Crimson, it felt like a lot of that was just figuring out how to do comics. Yeah, it always felt very technical. Foes felt like the first real passion project.
Awesome.
Like something I could really get excited about. It felt a bit more me. I think it suited my style a lot more than superhero stuff. I do hope to go back to Crimson one day. But if I could only do Foes, I think I'd be pretty happy with that.
Sweet.
Does Robbie still have involvement in the Foes of it all? Or is that sort of your thing now?
No, a lot of my best ideas come from me and Robbie having drinks and throwing out a hypothetical, what would Dementors do if X happened?
Yeah.
And Robbie likes to ask me those questions because he's always amazed that I somehow can come up with an answer.
Yeah.
And it just gets more. And every time and then I'll get a message from him at like 2 a.m. saying, I think Dementors should be scared of peas. Anyway, good night. And that becomes a future comic. So, yeah.
That's awesome. What's next for you?
I'm working on a pretty cool comic for Sizzle. I'm doing Sidrus.
Yes.
It's one of the best scripts I've written so far. I'm pretty happy with it.
Awesome.
I think it's shaping up nicely. I'm hoping to. I've been asked to do a short horror comic. I've never done horror.
Oh, okay.
For a little second issue called a Penny Black Stamp. So I'm hoping to bash out a script for them and see what they think. And
cool.
Hoping to do a collected edition of Foes, which will be ready later this year.
Yeah.
That'll collect the ComX issues, plus a few extra pages of fighting over a donut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm hoping to start issue 2 of Foes. I should dress like that more often. That looks good. I need to dress like that more often.
It suits you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Pete.
Pleasure.
We
Thank
might,
you.
Do something now. We might do an old what we used to do with Dave. We can now do with Lauren as well.
Yeah.
Let's Lauren. Let's have a look. Tell us about what you're up to.
Oh,
Can you talk us through it, Lauren? Or
one or the other, I reckon.
maybe Lauren, your mic's not working. It's
Quick.
all right.
Looking
I can
great,
do
isn't it?
two sounds.
Do the voice.
Fantastic, Lauren.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is I am inking. Gotcha. What would I say?
What part of the body are you inking at the moment, Lauren?
Perfect.
Looking great. Really good.
Go back to Sizzle.
Sorry, too many buttons. What about you, Dave? Can we take a look at what you've got going on?
Yeah.
Now, what's coming out of his hands, Dave? Do you even know?
Well, no. I actually don't have anything coming out of his hands in this one. This is a bit of shadow here on his cape. So.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't know.
That'll be solid black when I finish, but I just had to get a little glob of ink off me end of my brush. That's why I did that. Get a nice point there.
Dave, after the show each week, do you then meet up with your wife and does she say, how's the show go and all that sort of stuff? And like now you'd be telling her, oh, we're drawing these bloody, I don't know, some magnet guy.
No, I'll be saying we had fun, like I always say.
Oh, nice.
If you just say that, she's just going to think the worst of us.
Yeah, well, she does already say that.
We had fun. Wink, wink. You know, boys drinking and yada, yada, yada.
She knows it's only on Zoom and there's no touching. So
maybe on your end.
My hands
are still pretty incriminating.
You can see both my hands.
You can't see my left hand though, so just saying.
What worries us?
It's my right hand.
Should we take a look at some art that we've got come in?
Yes. I will go with that now. Okay, we had an early piece sent to us by Lulu May. Is that how it's pronounced, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, just checking. I've never seen that name before, so.
Hey.
I can go down and up.
Wow.
That's so awesome.
That?
Can you go down and up, Sis?
Oh, you can't see it. Sorry.
No.
Who did
Oh,
that
nice.
picture?
Magneto. Nice.
So that piece of art is from my youngest daughter, and I said you should do a picture. She is a brilliant artist.
Yeah.
And so she did that, and she said, now everyone's going to think that I'm about 6. And she actually drew it like that to annoy me. She's 15, and she is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I think she did that just to spite me. But anyway,
as all good children should.
I love it. Magneto, stupid.
Yeah, she likes a joke too.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Well,
thank you, Lulu.
Yeah, thank you, Lulu. That was awesome. Thank you very much.
It was neat.
And yes, it was neat.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey. Speaking of bad puns, here's Spedzy.
Hey. That guy.
Oh, nice.
Ah, Ripper.
Oh, this looks really good.
That's Spedzy done that, isn't it?
That's very good.
Yeah, look at the faded things. Kind of looks cool.
Oh yeah, it does.
That is rad, Rob. You've
good, mate.
This is season 2. Rob's mixing it up.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
we did have on Facebook. It said we are on for 90 minutes. Is that correct? Or
have you got somewhere to be?
No, it's just that I need more than 3 minutes to finish off the gift. That's all.
Yeah, no, you're fine. We're here all night, mate. We're going long.
And the next one's from Dan May.
Good work, Spedsy.
Good work, Spedsy. Thanks, Spedsy. Sorry, I'm very bad at thanking. I'll learn. I will learn.
No, I'm kidding.
No, it's all good. I do need to learn these things. Like talking
I do like how it looks though with the faded background. Anyway,
yeah,
that's
cool.
enough peeing in my own pocket.
We got Dan May.
All an act.
Dan May.
Yeah,
very cool.
Oh,
Dan.
Dan.
Oh, it's looking
good.
good.
Well done, Dan.
That's
Wow.
real good.
I know what Dan's been doing over the break.
Yeah.
Dan has upped his giz aim.
Beautiful.
That is cool.
It's awesome.
And
Thank you
straight
very much,
away,
Dan.
he's got the balls to do the hard blacks. I can't do it. Can't go full black. I don't know why.
I thought you're never supposed to go full black.
You can go full black.
I was trying to do a Tropic Thunder reference, but I didn't work. Sorry.
No.
Just never know where to go with that, Alex.
Well, this was like a attempt that failed. Sorry, guys.
No one could see me tugging on my shirt collar.
Thanks,
Tony. Well,
I got
thanks,
a failed
Tony.
attempt at an Alex joke.
Speaking of Tony Davison.
Hold on. Here's my Alex joke, everyone. Oh no. That's not my joke.
Davo, yeah.
That's not your joke. Come on, bring your joke up and we'll come back to
Beautiful,
Davo.
mate. Good on you, mate.
Nice work, Tony.
Fantastic.
Oh, there you go.
Risque
My left-
humor.
You may remember.
Hey.
Alex in arms.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got it. I'm sorry, I got it.
Let's take another look at Tony's real quick. I just want to see what all those bits were.
Bits of metal.
Yeah, I thought it was a salada at one point. The one on the right. It looks like a salada with cheese in the middle or something. But then I was like, no, the other bits are metal. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like the movement in it. It's great.
Yeah. That's
That
awesome.
little-
Nice work,
that little
Tony.
bolt beside him floating around is fun too.
And then we've got Nick May.
Dynamic.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, fantastic.
Hell yeah.
That's a Magneto I've never seen before.
So that was one of the times that he had no powers, and
Really? I haven't read this
Yeah,
one.
he had a couple of guns and some cables going into his arms or something. So I'm not sure why I drew some sort of magnetic stuff coming out of his hand. Maybe his powers were just returning. I think I remember that issue. It was from 19.
He's really
Yeah.
Oh, my dad was born in 19.
It's got Jack Kirby all over it with those shiny metal lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
What are the blue things? Are they little holsters on his?
So he's got a couple of holsters.
Sweet.
Which I'm not sure. I can't remember if he was in the Savage Land or something, and he had to shoot some dinosaurs and some partially formed humanoids. I'm not sure.
Yeah. See, those blacks. So you've got the shading like I do, right? But then you've got those hard blacks on like the helmet and the gun. Why can't I do that?
I'm sure that you can, Rob. But what you do serves your art so well. I mean, keep mine up. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Spencer needs a reference.
Do a black and white comic, Rob. It changes your head a little bit.
Yeah.
You think about your printing and contrast and how everything's going to look. It's different.
It's true. Yeah. I just want to say the Mays are taking over ComX tonight. So well done.
Big time.
Yeah, Dan's done a ripper and you've done a ripper.
Mays for May.
It's May Day.
Yeah.
May Day. Taking the bird down.
Have we seen Michelle's yet?
No, Michelle has commented.
Hasn't sent anything through, and I haven't seen anything yet. So if she sent it, she sent it somewhere I'm not used to.
Oh.
Oh, Lauren's back.
Again.
Hey.
What are you up to, Lauren? What you went traditional tonight?
I did. Well, I'm going to have to obviously look at my setup in terms of streaming. But yeah, I thought because we've changed the rooms in our house, so like me and Lockie are sharing our computer room. So
yeah,
just so mix it up a little bit. But I've kept my drawing room in the nursery so I can practice this. It's been such a long time since I've actually picked up any inks. So good practice.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, real good. Real good.
Looks awesome.
Do you have any experience with Magneto? Have you ever read any X-Men or anything like that?
No, I've just watched the terrible films.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's in the movie, is he?
The worst place.
So happy that like everybody here is like a completely expert on Magneto.
I picked a good character.
You did, Sizzle. He's brilliant.
I love Magneto. Actually, he probably is my favorite villain. There's,
yeah.
Sorry, Dave. Yeah, no, you go.
I was just going to ask, you already run through what he's all about, but I can't remember. I remember he was Jewish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've retconned it. I don't know if they've retconned it since I read, because I stopped collecting around early 2000s. So who knows what it is now? Could be anything. But he was a Holocaust survivor, and he formed like a hatred for humans because he thought mutants were the superior race, and it's all very mixed up and mashed up how he thinks, considering what he's been through. And I just love how he's sort of becoming what he loathed.
Yeah,
Does that make
he's
sense?
turning into it.
Yeah. So he's becoming this whole mutants are the new race, humans should be wiped out. At least that's what he was last time I read him. I don't know what he is now. They changed things so much in comics.
Sizzle, I want to totally bastardize what Magneto's been doing for the last 10 years. So I haven't read I finished just after House of X. So I'm not sure what he's up to right at this second, but I want to tell you about what I think is the greatest run in comics that spans multiple writers and artists, and that's Cyclops and Magneto, starting from Deadly Genesis through to Avengers versus X-Men. It runs like this 10-year period. And over the course of it, there's some alien race, I can't remember who, they make this huge monstrous bullet and they shoot it towards Earth. And it's an extinction level event that this bullet's going to basically destroy Earth. And so Kitty Pryde basically summons every sort of power she has to phase into the bullet and basically phase the bullet through Earth. So, it doesn't do any damage to Earth. But she used up so much of her power that her and the bullet essentially become one. She can't unphase. She's basically trapped in this floating metal bullet through space for in real life terms, a couple of years, like a couple of trades worth of X-Men comics. Meanwhile, Magneto is on kind of a path towards redemption, and at the same time, House of M happens, and millions of mutants are that's when Scarlet Witch says no more mutants, and
I've heard
basically
of that, but I didn't read it.
wipes out mutant race except for 198 mutants. And then it goes into an event called Decimation, all this sort of stuff. And so basically Cyclops, in an attempt to protect the 198 remaining mutants, adopts more of a Magneto philosophy than a Professor X philosophy. So then you have the redeeming Magneto and the leaning towards the Magneto life Cyclops. Suddenly they become almost teammates. How Magneto manages to sell that to the rest of the X-Men is by sitting on a hill and meditating, and everyone's wondering what he's doing. And he's basically using his magnetic powers to search the galaxy for the giant bullet that Kitty Pryde is trapped in. And basically completely wipes himself out by summoning this bullet from across light years worth of galaxy and brings Kitty Pryde back to the X-Men. And with that sort of giant gesture, they embrace him a little bit. That's my favorite X-Men story.
Sounds cool.
And my favorite Cyclops story. And maybe my favorite run of Marvel Comics.
Ooh. Very cool.
You went there, Rob.
I'll add it to my list. My list.
Do it.
The list is getting huge.
It's a really convoluted, hard thing to follow. But if you look up Deadly Genesis and then what do I read next, there's a bit of a through line that goes through Grant Morrison's New X-Men, through House of M, Decimation, through to Avengers versus X-Men, which got ragged on, but I loved. I'd love to just tell you that whole synopsis too, because that's wicked, but we'll save that for the post show. All right.
Okay.
What do we got? We're in that sort of twilight period of the show where I've run out of things, but we're waiting.
Yeah, go on.
What do we got?
Talking because I still need like another
I got mine.
Oh yes.
Cool. Hang on.
Whoa.
Nice.
That is unbelievable.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That Ian McKellen in that one.
It does look like Ian McKellen.
Wanted to age him up a bit properly.
Really nice.
That is amazing.
Before we zoomed in, I thought those were shower curtains, and I thought he was just coming out of the shower.
I did have a draft of that, but yeah.
Is that a cross in the background? Is that a
where?
Is that sort of like meant to be kind of like a cross?
Oh, not quite.
That's
things, and that's Auschwitz.
Oh.
Light and fluffy.
Oh, yes, I should stop making jokes. Good golly. Nice.
I was on two fences about whether to do that, but it is his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got a question about this whole. Is it easy to make a Jewish villain like that? Like, does that go down well with the public? It looks like it does, I suppose. I never knew. Like in the X-Men movies, it was like I only saw the first two Bryan Singer ones, and I don't remember Magneto being told he was. I don't think they made a mention of him being Jewish in the movies.
Yeah,
they were dragging him into
the whole start of the movie.
Oh, well, there you go.
The beginning.
It's like 97, so there you go. There you go. Guess who looks stupid now, huh? Not a Magneto expert. I'll just go back to drawing. Rob, can you please continue on this so we can move on and forget that? This isn't live, right?
Sorry,
no,
mate.
not at all.
It's a Disney film, Alex.
Can you work on it? Back to Peter. Sorry, I don't know if it's brought up. I don't know if you ever tackled this thing, but what's with the comic book rack in the background? Is there a story behind it?
I just thought it'd be a nicer background than I've usually got. That's usually out in the hallway. My spin.
Bring it up so everyone can see it.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
That is
Nice.
so awesome.
Nice.
I got very lucky
Been
with
seen
this.
him for a while.
Yeah, that's
Some good ones.
awesome.
This is my real good
Hey,
ones,
wait,
guys.
is that first Harley Quinn up the top? No,
Yeah,
what is that?
that's
No,
first printing of Bad Love.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well, that's a good book too.
Correct. The death
And
of
then what's
Superman,
that?
that's still
That's issue 1 of Catwoman at the bottom, right? The 90 or 80 something series, 88ish or something.
That's right.
I'm-
That's 93, signed by Jim Baylor.
93. 88, 93. Close ish.
Signed by Baylor.
Bingo.
That's cool.
Witchblade Hellboy. Nice.
Watchmen, signed by Dave Gibbons when I met him. First issue of Hellblazer. Got some Transmet up there.
And
Oops, sorry.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
Sorry,
Sorry.
Andy.
But yeah, that's my good rack.
Hi, Angie.
Hi.
Yeah, we had an Angie in the comments asking where Angie was. And we,
I figured out it was my bad. I didn't have my camera on properly.
I missed that
and
comment.
also, while I was talking to Peter, I did see
yes.
Chris eating, but I thought it would not be nice to Pete to cut to our regular segment of what's Chris having for dinner. Next week or the week next time Chris is here, I'll interrupt no matter what's happening, and we'll go to our favorite segment. In fact, I should do a little jingle for it. What's Chris eating? What's Chris eating? What's Chris eating tonight?
That's a terrible idea, and he knows full well what I'm eating.
What are you eating?
That's my
Sorry, I wasn't paying
housemate.
it.
I am eating Thai.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, tasty beef with prawn crackers and spring rolls.
Oh,
Did you cook that or order
Awesome
it?
dinner.
No, order it. There's a really nice Thai place just down the road. But yeah, and my housemate knows that because he went and picked it up for me and brought it in. So he's just being an arse. You
Nick,
hear
mate,
him cackling in the other room.
yeah. While you were gone, we were going around the room and asking people what they've been up to since we saw them last. We didn't speak to you, right, about that, did we?
No.
What have you been doing since we saw you last? How goes Roller Cop 3000?
Slowly. Still coming together in my mind with late night sketching when I should be trying to sleep. Just trying to, do something that's related to the 90s action movies that I love for some reason. Neil Blandon's trying to tell me that 2000's now in the past, and I had to have an online stoush with him that let him know that 2000 is always in the future. But yeah, no, I don't know, Rob. Just fooling around, seeing what comes of it. And then I noticed beside my bed the other day that I still had my vampire book that I hadn't finished drawing properly. So yeah, that'll all come back someday.
When I first found that you were on Instagram and there were all these posts that I had missed, I hit the little notification button. I was like, I'm not missing another one of these. You keep a very regular drawing schedule because my phone always goes ding at about 12:10 a.m. And I look over it, it's like Nick May just posted on, well, Chernobyl has just posted on Instagram. So yeah, you're regular at least.
I try to be because I read one of those things, and I don't know why. One of those things that says, "How many times should you be posting when you've got 8 followers?" And it's 3 times a day, and you should use the hashtag trending. So whenever I can, I post as often as I can, and I always include hashtag trending. So even though it's not, but anyway.
Does that work?
No, it doesn't. I think, the last few pictures I put up, I think I got 5 likes or something, and I was sort of hoping But at one stage, I was getting about 50, and I thought, well, this is what Insta fame feels like. But dropping down to 5, it's like a bit of a kick in the guts. I might have to find another platform or make my own. Maybe I'll talk to Donald Trump. He can make one for me. I'm not sure.
Oh, Nick, get on TikTok.
Yeah,
if I can make it on TikTok, anyone can.
You're gonna have to get a red hat, Nick, if you're going down that route.
We'll see what happens. I'm not going down that route.
Hey,
yeah, next Friday, Nick with his red cap.
Do what you got to do for those likes, man. Sell your soul to the
to anyone, really.
Orange faced goblin.
Call
make
now.
May great again. As if
Make May great again for the first time again.
Angie, have we got a little progress report drawing wise? Have you sent something through?
I think I'm pretty much done.
Ooh.
Wait, let me get this.
That's done. Show the masterpiece.
Whoa, that is so awesome.
Wow.
Angie, that is great.
Yeah.
I tried to draw it
nice.
earlier, but I just couldn't get him right. But yeah, I haven't actually drawn a man in like a few weeks.
Well,
It's kind of weird.
yeah, not out of practice. That looks amazing.
You drew a man.
Yeah, that's good.
He is ripped.
Yeah, and these
Wow.
are the pencils that I was talking about. I've just done them lightly, but they're just so nice to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
really
good. Use
cool.
the colour pencils on that. Nice.
Yeah, very nicely.
Very good.
Wow. Nice work, Ange. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what, Ange? That looks very cool. That picture, and in fact, you look very cool too. You know
So
what's
now-
funny?
Oh,
is,
sorry.
like you don't really think about superheroes or supervillains with lots of muscles. Just what they do. They're just loaded. But he's such an old guy. I always picture him at the gym, like, you know, he can lift one. Yeah, come on. It's on the protein powder. Got to look good so that he can move stuff with his brain. He's the
I was
least.
surprised at how muscular he was, because I've only really watched the films, and I actually like the films.
I hope you paid more attention than I did.
I like 1 and 2, and Days of Future Past is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love his story.
I can't think of Magneto and not think of Ian McKellen. So here's my picture.
Yeah.
Nice. He's even got the little helmet thingy in his beard at the bottom.
That's right.
Nice.
I added the little Jewish star in there because
Nice, mate.
I'm listening.
His pipe is made of metal. Nice.
Just the tip.
That's the tip. That's all it takes.
That's right.
Talk about tips tonight, people.
Goodness.
This is a PG
Not what I
show.
meant. Not what I meant. Oh God. Okay.
There you go. I think
Chris.
I've finished mine.
Oh, we're
now.
going to Dave or Chris first? Go
Oh,
Chris.
yeah, go Chris. No. Go mine first before Chris, because
All right.
You don't want to be. Oh.
yeah, I don't want to be showing up. I've got to have 2 seconds of glory.
Got him.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Dave.
That's awesome, Dave.
He's gone the full black.
Sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
under his chin.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
Do it, Betsy, too. You can do it too, Betsy.
Yeah, you planned that black from the beginning, because I didn't know what was going on with his chin when you first showed it, and now I totally see what you were doing. So you knew what was going on from the beginning. I'm going to do a full black.
No way you've never read an X-Men comic.
There's something very unique about that helmet, the way you've done it. Do you know what I mean? It's got like a feudal Japan look.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what it's like, though?
I wouldn't say so.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's more like Judge Dreddy.
Yeah.
Oh, right, is it? Okay.
Wow, good
All
work,
right.
Dave. Now, Dave, what do you do with that now?
What do I do with it? Chuck it on
Like-
the bloody bookcase up there and I'll let it sit there.
Yeah.
Just
Unless
send it to me.
you beg him for it. He might-
Yeah, actually, Dave, you could sell that at a con.
Yeah, definitely.
You could start drawing. You could sell all your drink and draw drawings at conventions.
All right, now you're talking.
Well,
No.
yeah.
Make money, am I? Yeah,
yeah.
well, I sold
I mean,
some
a Dave Dye
original
original, like a Magneto fan and Dave Dye fan walk past, sees that. Match made in
Sizzle.
heaven. $150.
But also
done.
one of those jokes where a Dave Dye and a Magneto fan go into a pub, and then I don't know.
All right, let's have a look at Chris's.
Yep. In the spotlight, Chris.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Swimsuit edition.
Man's belt.
Yeah, they
Amazing.
used to do like I think
That's
it was in
cool.
like the 80s or the 90s. They did like X-Men swimsuit
Yep.
edition, and I just figured that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in some beefcake.
And
That's the one I was talking about. He's got to get fit and shredded just so he can just look good and never use his muscles.
there's a story off panel here though, because Magneto has just pulled the glasses off Cyclops. They've got a red tint to 'em. Someone's about to get a energy blast in the old.
A very bad sunburn.
Yeah. Now, I'm surprised, Chris, you didn't kill two birds with one stone and make him a mermaid Magneto.
I was tempted, but I wanted to draw some snazzy trunks on him. So
Yeah.
I
Nice.
needed to leave his legs in.
Yeah, that's
Is he
awesome.
going to the beach? Is
That's
he? Or
awesome.
what?
I absolutely love it.
I like how he's not holding the
The whole
glasses. It
time.
looked like he was holding them, but they're just like an inch off using
Yeah.
his magnet power.
It's like that. Speaking of the Star Wars prequels, when Obi-Wan Kenobi gets in that tiny little cupboard and then uses the Force to shut it, even though it's right here and it would have been the same motion to just move it with his hand. It's like, Magneto, just hold the glass. They're right there. I prefer to do it like this with my power.
No, not gonna.
Yeah.
I'd be the same. That's fair.
I've got a question for you all. So I've never really understood the pronunciation, but oops, excuse me, that's Shane. Magneto is magnet and an O, right? Shouldn't
Yep.
it be Magneto?
Magneto.
Magneto. Maybe some people say that.
They should. They all.
No, because a Magneto is an actual thing.
What's a Magneto?
Dave, can you explain it?
Magneto used to have them on your bike. Remember to run your light.
Is that what
You
those
used
were
to hook
called?
it over under your wheel, and the
Yeah, I remember
Magneto
having those.
would generate electricity.
No way. That's
and
what
run your light.
Magneto's named after.
Not very scary.
Yeah, and you would have a Professor X on the back wheel, and that's what would generate
that
your
was the
backfire.
high vis vest that you would wear with the X on the back.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And then the Spokey Dokes were first called Wolverines, but
Wolverines.
Well, we lost Lauren again.
Rats were looking forward to having a good close
Sizzle,
look
did
at
you get my
them.
message?
Magneto.
So what about? Oh, have you seen it? Sorry,
Yeah,
I was having such a
whatever.
good time over here. I wasn't watching over there.
It's okay.
some people have called me Roberto, which you could argue should be Roberto.
Roberto.
Yeah, that's a point.
Roberto. Magneto. Yeah. I'm stuck on it.
How about this? So you know the TV show Castle.
Castle.
Is it called Castle or Castle?
Doesn't it depend on what the character's name is?
Exactly. So the guy's name is Richard Castle, and he
So
goes,
it's Castle.
he goes, "Hello, my name's Richard Castle," and you go, "Sorry, mate, it's Richard Castle. We're near."
Isn't that the same as the Sopranos, being the Sopranos?
Oh.
No, it's not the same at all.
And Jackass being Jackass?
This is why no one can learn English. I had the same problem when I was growing up, having to go to ESL classes, and none of this stuff made sense. Like, why you write it like this, pronounce it like this, and there you go. So, and I still struggle 20 years on, or 30 years on, whenever 1994 was.
And I had
40 years on, I still struggle.
this conversation a few times on this show about Constantine and Constantine.
Oh,
yeah.
Ah, yes.
Hey, Alex. So what are we doing? Are we doing the best looking creator in Australian comics, the best looking character? What are we talking tonight?
Well, I think that I still want to have like an Aussie character thing going on, and like I usually just put in like random Aussie characters. I think so whatever. So what's going to happen is that there's always going to be whatever mainstream thing, and I'm going to put in an Aussie character. This one's a 20 years old, and I don't know if the creator's watching. And I don't even know how many of you guys might know this character, so I might have to talk it up later.
All right. Well, so that's part of the show where now things that I should have spoken about to Alex before the show, but our new segment where we take the Western character and have him introduce an Australian character, keeps it all together. Take us away, Sizzle. Let's see who Magneto is going to show us tonight.
Let's do it.
Who is that guy?
Edward Chancellor's man.
Did you guys know this one? Billy the Demon Slayer.
Of course.
Somebody else knows him, right? Peter, you know
Yeah,
him?
I know that. I know that one. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Amazing.
So-
I'm just like depressed because I had a character that had chainsaw hands, but I obviously didn't make him popular enough. Didn't beat this dude.
Yeah,
It's made out of Magneto.
for like over 20 years. I remember him as a high school kid trying to get into comics, and he's going to comic conventions trying to hang out. He was like a 16, 17-year-old kid, and now he's almost 40. But
Wow.
Well, he made mincemeat
That's really
out of
awesome.
Magneto, didn't he?
Great one.
yeah, I was a little bit over ambitious, so it took me longer, and looks like the compression didn't work out either. But
Oh, that looks
When
good,
looking
mate.
for Australian
Very
comics for
good,
the
Alex.
first time,
Very good.
Billy was the first I ever
Yeah.
found.
sorry.
When I was first looking for Australian comics to buy, Billy the Demon
Yeah.
Slayer was the first.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got a
okay,
graphic
cool.
novel. I've got a graphic novel of his as well, someplace. I don't do I have it here? Someplace.
Creator was very cool. About
But
me
yeah,
being
he's pretty
gay.
good.
Who was the creator of that, Alex?
His name's Hayden Fryer.
Hayden
I think he
Fryer.
Yeah. You know him?
Yeah, I've met Hayden. Hayden
Yeah.
Fryer. Hang on.
He's
Little
like
bloke.
a redheaded guy.
Little bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him once. I met him at the. Yeah, I know him. Well, I met him
Yeah.
once. Yeah.
Wait, Hayden Fryer?
Yeah. Do you know him?
Yeah,
as
I've
well?
met him. Orange hair,
How do you
little
know
bloke.
Billy the
Met
Demon
him.
Slayer there?
Yeah, I know him.
A little orange.
Draws the guy with the chainsaws. Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
I didn't know he did. had
Used
a
to be
comic
16.
Like that.
He used to be 16.
Nobody else. Yeah. But anyways, find him on Instagram. He's a nice
Well, he's
guy.
still doing comics.
Yeah.
He had a comic series out called, actually, what was it called? Cobber or something?
Yeah. No. Cobber was. No, that's not his. I think. Did he? Or maybe he did have one called Cobber.
I think that was one, and he had one. He had another one as well. I've got it up there actually. Yeah, there's about 3 in the series. I can't reach it at the portal. It's in the depths
Oh.
of the portal. Sorry,
Portal's too far away.
portal's let me down.
Well, anyways, if somebody knows him, just point him to the show so he can go like, "Oh, my character's been on this show." Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'm ready to introduce my best and worst quick ever. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Gentlemen, Magneto.
Is that German?
It's German black. That's right.
Pretty close, mate.
Can we
Yeah.
can we study it a little bit? I want to work out the physics of how that bike works. Just look
Absolutely.
at how the,
It's a scooter bike.
Keep in mind, I don't know what a Magneto is. It's what Dave explained.
the main frame connects to the top of the handlebars.
It's got together with magnet.
Yeah, oh, of course.
Yeah, and
No one else can ride it.
The
It's all
seat cover and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. That's your
Edgy.
attitude.
Edgy
I-
turned into a push bike Nazi.
Thank you to Danny Nolan in the comments for reminding us that, yes, tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day. So go and support your local shop. And what you can do to support that shop is buy something. The free comics are not free for the retailer. They still have to pay for them. Both, especially Australian comic shops, you have to pay a buttload in customs and freight to get the books over here. And then you have to pay for the books themselves. So grab some freebies, but then also buy something or other as well. And at Alternate Worlds in Bayswater, there is a local Creator Day. I will be there slinging toilet books and Too Many Chooks and other things that rhyme with ooks. And All Star Comics is doing they are doing a stay away comic book day, but they're also the all-star artists are getting together and doing a live stream tomorrow, I believe. So go check them out. And then, D's Comics is doing 20% off store-wide, I believe.
Wow.
And, yes, basically go support your local store, get comics. Done, son. All right. Now,
but
Alex,
if you're busy on Free Comic Book Day, just go on a Sunday when it's no free comics, but buy some comics anyway because comics are good for you.
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
And you know what? Most shops still have the stuff on the shelf from the day before and will often just go, you know what, just take one. So there's a little insider goss for you.
Shoplifting works.
Yeah. Alex, what should people do?
They should, not just Hayden's friends watching this, but other people as well should share this video along and tell them how awesome it is. So I saw 10 Aussie creators be drunk and stuff. And also remember to like, subscribe. The gifts are coming. Don't worry. Like, subscribe.
Awesome.
And also, when you're subscribing, ring the little bell. It'll be on the bottom corner someplace because otherwise YouTube doesn't remind you to go and watch it. So make sure that that bell is rung as well. And then once you watched it once, go back, watch it again, and then watch. You don't need to watch it. Just click play. So that way the view counts go up, and then YouTube will think it's popular and start showing it up to other people as well. So if there's other things you want to do to help the channel, just spam away for us, please. Thank you.
Does that work like that, or does it say it's that computer's already seen it once, it can't watch it again, and does it count it a couple of times?
I don't know how it is now, but I know when we were doing, because I was doing children's animations for it, and I was studying what like a lot of other people were doing, and there were these other companies that were doing these really poor quality children's animation, but parents would have them on a loop for the kids to watch, and they would literally rack up billions of views. Doing that. Right. So this is everybody's homework tonight.
Okay, we'll all do that.
You got that message coming through, Sis?
Go D's.
Oh, hang on.
I just thought I'd show you my model. This is the model I use for my drawing.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
So I use these things. I use them. They come in handy when you don't know what you're going to draw, and they give you shadows and stuff when you want them, except on capes that don't exist. You've got to get a bit creative.
Get a tissue.
Get a tissue, yeah. I've got me ink rag. I could wrap around it.
Yeah.
And we've got Lauren's picture in on that.
Good.
Note.
Oh, nice.
Because we
both uploaded it. We both uploaded at the same time. That's all right. Good.
That's okay. I'll press it.
We can end on the martial artist herself.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that helmet.
I love all of it. It's all great.
Flaming helmet.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.
Cool.
So
what's different in that helmet to my helmet?
Are we doing that normal? I'm a bit confused. Are we doing that normal section?
Let's do that. Did I wait? Let me just have a look. I can't remember if I did a new thingy for that. Because if we did, then I want to play it. No, I didn't. Do we need to do it? Should we do it?
Oh, you mean it's the old video, is it?
Yeah.
We're probably a bit short on time. Maybe
all right, we won't do it.
we'll go to the audience, and
yes,
next week we want to do a DC character.
Ooh.
Since we did a Marvel character this week, so we don't repeat. So we don't do a string of Marvel characters or a string of DC characters. I'm mixing it up and getting everyone to pick in the audience, pick some characters from DC that you want us to see the artist draw next week.
Yep.
Probably should have said this earlier. Maybe I should do the promo bit while people are writing their answers.
Yeah, and you can comment on the video through the week too. Me and Sizzle will keep an eye on the video and see your comments, and we will, use them to decide on what we're drawing next week.
Can they do something from Dark Horse or?
We will eventually. Yes,
2000 AD
it'll cycle through. Yes.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
We're going to do Japanese characters too.
I think that was in there somewhere. We're even doing cartoons. They're in the mix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, anything pop culture. I want to draw the Fonz. So let's get that back cracking. Someone put the Fonz in the comments.
Fonz is a DC character.
Fonzie.
I've got a few coming in.
Fonzie Day.
Yeah, I want to do one of the Golden Girls. So somebody put that down.
Yeah.
Flash Maraud, bring it on.
Who put that? Nick May put that up.
I put it up anyway.
Oh, actually, Nick May doing Plastic Man.
That'd be cool.
Plastic Man.
Oh, Kerry's jumped in with a Lobo.
Goodness, we're all coming up now. You got to make a decision.
Alf
is DC.
Nailed it. That'd be hard. But I'm ready.
I read AFL when I saw that.
And at the end of the day, what I'd just like to remind people, we'll go through all the choices, but at the end of the day, I get to choose because
no time to lose. By the power of
ComX. Sizzle.
That's right. I have the power. I have the power.
That was a treat. I do the videos on this show, and I didn't do that one. I had no idea it was coming.
I love the hard cut at the end.
Let's just do a quick lightning round of where people can find everybody. Sis, I'll do yours for you. ComX.shop, always adding new books, including my books, Sluggish Devil's Toilet 3 and Vamoose 3, brand new. You can find them at ComX.shop this week, later in the week, or psychogenitor.com right now. Quick.
DetectiveBudgie.com or Instagram at DetectiveBudgie. See you there.
Sloppy Bunny Tunes are both on TikTok and Instagram.
Nailed it. Chris.
If you want to see my stuff, go to NSK Comics or Sigma Studio because I work for other people. I don't do my own thing.
Awesome.
Good on you, mate.
Dave?
Me? My books are for sale in the ComX shop and also Owner Indie. Nick?
Find me on Instagram at Chernobyl and look for my Vamoose 3 cover available from Spedsy at psychojanitor.com or from Sizzle at the ComX shop.
Pete.
My Insta by Peter Wilson. You can find my books are at the ComX store. I've also got some work in Psychojanitor in Vamoose, so check it out.
Angie.
Just type in Angie Spice or Angie Spice Art and you should be able to find me. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Hobart Rhapsody on Webtoons.
Yes, that's my current series, so check it out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And who knows Lawrence?
At the martial artist on Instagram. Martial arts big cartels for her books, I think. And that's our show. Good to be back. Good to see all your faces. Good to hear you. Good to see you. Wouldn't want to be you. I would love to be you. You're all amazing. Thank you, Sizzle. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Missed you.
I missed all of you guys.
Missed you
too.
guys.
Glad to be back.
It's good to be back.
Feels like Friday again.
I guess that's
Thank
it then.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for watching, everybody in the audience.
See you next week.
See you next
Season
week.
3. That's not how it works.
No, that's not how it works. See yous. Bye-bye.
The show has died. It is dead. But in 1 week, like a phoenix, it will rise again. So stop the crying at once. Instead, head to ComX.shop and dry your tears on a copy of Amazing Tales by Dave Dye. The Devil's Toilet by Spedsy. ComX Presents featuring Ed Kearsley, Tony Menzie, Duncan Pranavicius, Peter Wilson, Lee Chalker, Zach George, and so much more. The list is longer than this outro. See you next Friday for more drinking and drawing. Alright Sizzle, press the button. Sizzle. Don't make me come over there and butter your crumpet. Sizzle, doink the thing. I shouldn't have to scold you like this in front of your friends. Slap your honk on the thing. Sizzle, I can see your cupcakes. I mean, they look delicious.